Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. No one came to this world without parents. They are the root of our existence. If you agree, nod. Mom, mère, 엄마, madre, uwa, mommy, mother. Khalil Gibran said, it's the most beautiful word on the lips of human beings. When we say this word, there is a universally shared feeling, the feeling of comfort and love. Why don't you say the word with your own language or your way of saying your mommy? Go ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 엄마. When children are in trouble, they call for their mother. It is known that soldiers who are mortally wounded will call out for their mothers. A mother always thinks of a child. When it comes to a child, mother is the strongest teacher of compassion, love, and fearlessness. Most mothers are not perfect, but they love their children unconditionally. If you're a mom, raise your hand if you're a perfect mom, if you believe you're a perfect mom. See, nobody raises. But they love their children. Not all mothers know how to skillfully show their love for their children. But that does not mean they don't love us. Mothers do their best to nurture their children. Right, Katie? All mothers I have met often wonder if they are doing things wrong because they care about their children so much and just want to be as good as possible. An American author, Jill Churchill, said, there is no way to be a perfect mother, but there are a million ways to be a good one. My mother was not perfect, but without her, I would not be here today. Without my mother's life, full of struggle, I could not have developed the capacity of loving compassion that I have now. I remember her endless hard work, sighing, working alone in the long row of farm under a strong sun. When I was running around her at the age of 5 or 6, trying to be helpful, she was grateful for my company and gave me lots of compliments for my effort to help. Now, when volunteers help with the temple gardening, especially children, I often find myself saying the same things to them that my mother said to me. Wow, you're doing a great job. You are a good little gardener. Whenever I garden, I think of my mother. I watched her use a homi, a Korean gardening tool. By being around my mother, deep down in my core, I learned the simple technique of efficiently removing weeds with a homi to nurture vegetables and plants. Here is a little poem I wrote about my mother when I was in high school. Vegetable field. A weeding mom in the field. The soil touched by her comes alive. When I run to her and hug her, the breeze passing over grass cools the beads of moisture on her brow. The rainy wind behind the white clouds sprinkles on the dry land. Dear cuckoo from the mountain, don't cry. Her love is forever enduring. Eric Fromm said, "Mother's love is peace. It need not be acquired. It need not be deserved." Rumi wrote, "We are born of love. Love is our mother." In our Dharma book in Buddhism, there are 3 types of indebtedness to parents. In this text, parents includes any persons who have played a role, parental, nurturing role in our lives. 1. Our parents give us our bodies, the foundation of human life. Are we truly aware of this grace? With all-embracing love and perseverance through many struggles, parents raise and protect us until we can take care of ourselves. Are we truly aware of this grace? Our parents try to teach us responsibility and integrity, guiding us to play a positive role in the world. Are we truly aware of this grace? Now, children outside, you can come on in. Okay, you can sit right there. Thank you. Big applause to our children. They are great meditators. I love how you sit up tall, children. Wow, beautiful. I want to see if you can now have a deep listening. I can see very focused mind and energy already. Wow. Throughout the history of Buddhism, there are at least 84,000 sutras. How many? 84,000. Oh. And one of them is called WonGong. This sutra was originally written in China around 600 Common Era and was influenced by the values of Confucianism. The main point of WonGong is that the practice of dedication to our parents is the same as the practice of dedication to Buddha. The sutra is popular in China, Korea, and Japan. It teaches us the grace of parents, but the grace of a mother is especially deep and essential. So here is a story from this sutra. One day, while Buddha was traveling south in India with his disciples, he saw a pile of skeletons and stopped to offer a full bow on the ground. Seeing this, one of the disciples, Ananda, said, "O Buddha, you are a world-honored one and the greatest teachers of all sentient beings. Why do you pay such a respect to this random pile of dead bones and skeletons?" Dear Ananda, you have been one of my most significant students, and you have been ordained for a while, yet you still do not understand this principle of truth. This shabby-looking pile of bones could be my parents and my ancestors. Therefore, I offer my full bow. Dear Ananda, can you separate those piles of bones into 2 groups those from dead men, and those from dead women. O world-honored one, when men and women were alive, we could tell their difference, but how can we tell the difference from the skeletons? Dear Ananda, if the bones are from men, they will be white and heavy. However, if the bones are from women, they will be dark-colored and lighter. When a woman delivers a child, she loses blood. She feeds her fetus and breastfeeds her child from her own body. That is why women's bones and skulls are different from men's. Hearing this, Ananda burst into tears, sobbing from the bottom of his heart, thinking of his mother and his gratitude toward her. Buddha said, please listen and remember this well. I will talk about what mothers go through when they are pregnant and raising their children. Buddha describes 10 great beneficence of mothers. 1, holding the baby in her arms so that the baby is safe and sound. 2, overcoming extreme pain when delivering her baby. 3, after bringing a child into this world, she forgets all her troubles with a great joy and relief. 4, checking on food first in her mouth. And if the food is not good for her child, she swallows it. And if the food is good, she feeds it to her child. Checking on whether each place is safe and comforting before laying her child down to rest. Breastfeeding. Washing and cleaning her child again and again. Worrying about her child when the child is away from home. Willing to take a dangerous risk for the sake of her child. Lastly, having never-ending empathy, love, and compassion for her child. You know, today the definition of mother is not limited only to biological mothers, nor is it necessarily limited to the female gender. Mother includes everyone who has a nurturing role in children's lives. Now, I'm going to introduce a story from ancient Korea, but you may find it a bit unsettling due to a cultural context. Around 830 Common Era in Silla dynasty in Korea, there was a man named Sonsun. Can you say his name? Sonsun, who lived in poverty with his family. They were starving because there was not enough food to go around. Sonsun and his wife often saw that their little child was so hungry, he would eat his grandmother's food. And without food, his grandmother was losing weight and getting weak and weak and weaker. Knowing that they did not have enough food to feed everyone in the family, and heartbroken to see their mother starving, this couple said, "It is possible for us to have other children in the future, but we have only one mother and can never have another." After long and agonizing consideration, they decided that it was best to sacrifice their child in order to save the grandmother's life. They took the child to the nearby mountain and started to dig a grave. As they dug, they discovered a special-looking stone bell. The couple was surprised and hung the bell from a nearby tree. When they rang the bell, the sound was especially beautiful. They felt that this must be a sign not to sacrifice their child. When they returned home, they hung the bell at the entrance gate and rang it again. The bell sound traveled far, and the king, Hungdok, heard it in his palace and marveled at its beautiful, pure, elegant tone. He sent his secretary to find the source of the sound. When the king learned the story of the bell, he was deeply touched and said, "Once there was another man, Kwakka, who was about to bury his own child to save his mother. But when he dug, he found a golden pot. Now, Sonsun found a special stone bell. They are both great examples of taking care of a mother at any sacrifice or risk." Then the king gave Sonsun's family a house and 500 bags of rice so that the family could live comfortably. Happy ending. This story may be too extreme to be relevant to our age and to our generation. This is a message from another era and different culture, but it points to the universal truth that we are deeply indebted to our parents. Today, nobody expects to take care of their parents to this degree, but we should always be aware of the grace of parents, the fundamental source of our existence. And yet, even though mothers are the key to our existence, not all mothers know how to skillfully show their love for their children. That does not mean they don't love us. All mothers do their best to love and nurture their children. Even in the midst of domestic violence, alcoholism, or poverty, our parents still seek ways for us to survive. We are a continuation of our mothers and our fathers. When we fully accept and appreciate our parents without holding grudges, resentment, or complaints, we come to accept and appreciate who we are and what we can do to the best of our abilities. Mother. Each of us has our own sentiment when we say, mommy. No matter who we are, where we are, or what we become, mothers give us the gift of life. In Buddhism, mothers are often depicted as bodhisattvas who bring never-ending compassion and unconditional love. A Jewish proverb says, God could not be everywhere, therefore he made mothers. A Spanish proverb says, an ounce of a mother is worth a ton of a priest. Abraham Lincoln said, I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. Oprah Winfrey says, I believe the choice to become a mother is the choice to become one of the greatest spiritual teachers there is. Mother, mutter, 엄마, madre, muchin, mom. Today, we pay homage to our mothers and all the mothers in the world. Mom, I thank you. I love you. I honor you. I cherish you.